Nightmares of the Beggar's Curse. The night was shrouded in darkness as I walked through the empty streets of the city. Rain poured down like tears from the heavens, soaking me to the bone. My coat offered little protection against the relentless downpour, and I cursed myself for not bringing an umbrella. The neon lights of the city flickered ominously, casting eerie shadows that seemed to dance with malevolence. I had just left a fancy dinner party, feeling quite pleased with myself. I was successful, wealthy, and had everything I could ever desire. As I walked past a dimly lit alley, a frail figure emerged from the shadows. It was a beggar woman, her tattered rags clinging to her emaciated frame. Her eyes were like twin orbs of despair, and her voice trembled as she spoke. "Sir, spare a coin for a poor soul," she implored, holding out a trembling hand. I looked at her with disdain, my arrogance shining through. "Get a job, you worthless beggar," I spat, brushing past her without a second thought. Her eyes burned with a hatred I had never seen before, but I paid it no mind. As I continued my journey home, a sudden chill gripped my heart. It was as though the very air around me had turned cold and malevolent. I quickened my pace, but the feeling of unease persisted. I glanced over my shoulder, and there, in the distance, I saw her, the beggar woman, her eyes locked onto mine, burning with a sinister intensity. Over the following days, my life began to unravel. It started with a relentless insomnia that left me tossing and turning in my bed night after night. Shadows danced on my bedroom walls, whispering unsettling secrets that I couldn't decipher. My reflection in the mirror seemed distorted, as if mocking me with a sinister grin. Soon my body began to betray me. My once healthy appetite dwindled to nothing, and I could feel my strength waning with each passing day. Patches of my skin turned a sickly shade of gray, and my hair fell out in clumps. My doctors were baffled, unable to diagnose my deteriorating condition. But it was the nightmares that tormented me the most. Each night, I would descend into a dark, twisted realm where monstrous creatures lurked. The beggar woman haunted my dreams, her voice echoing in my mind, accusing me of heartlessness and cruelty. I would wake, drenched in cold sweat, convinced that her curse was slowly consuming me. Desperation led me back to that fateful alley where I had encountered the beggar woman. She stood there, just as she had that night, but her appearance had changed. She now possessed an otherworldly beauty, her eyes gleaming with an eerie luminescence. "You rejected my plea for help," she hissed, her voice dripping with malice. "Now you shall suffer for eternity." With a bony finger, she touched my forehead, sending a searing pain through my entire body. I screamed, but the pain only intensified. It was as if 1,000 needles were piercing my flesh, and I could feel my very soul being torn apart. As the days turned to weeks, I withered away into a grotesque caricature of my former self. My body contorted into unnatural shapes, my limbs elongating and twisting. My voice became a guttural, inhuman growl, and my once intelligent mind descended into madness. My life had become a living nightmare, and I realized that there was no escape from the curse that had consumed me. I had become a wretched, pitiable creature, just like the beggar woman I had once scorned. And as I looked into the mirror one last time, I saw her reflection behind mine, a wicked smile on her face, her eyes gleaming with triumph. With a final, anguished scream, I surrendered to the darkness that had become my existence, knowing that I was forever damned for my heartless act of cruelty. The beggar woman's curse had exacted its terrible toll, and I had paid the price in full.